This demonstration has been provided as part of the Digital Sales webinar series from InterTradeIreland. If you have not yet watched the webinar on creating engaging video content using TikTok and Reels, please do so before proceeding to watch this demonstration. Thank you.
So this is a quick little video just explaining all of the different pre-production features that are available in both TikTok and Instagram Reels. So you'll find as we go through these, we're just going to go through each one at a time and very quickly explain what each of them are. But you'll find that they're maybe not as intimidating as maybe you first thought, but also they are quite similar. So you'll probably see quite a lot of similarities between the features that are available on TikTok and also the features that are available on Instagram Reels. So handy little thing to be aware of whenever you are in the TikTok platform, you'll see over on the right hand side, there is a tiny little downwards arrow. If I click on that little downwards arrow, it will bring up the names of all of the tools that are available to us. So that's handy if you've maybe forgot what they are and you don't really recognize the symbols. So starting from the top and working our way down, at the very top here, we'll see that there is a little circle. This just to flip the camera. So if I tap this, there we go, like so, and then tap it again, you see that flips our camera. The next one, easy, it's just our flash, that's grand. And then the next one below that is our stopwatch or our countdown. So if I tap on this little stopwatch button, you'll see down at the bottom here, it says drag to set a recording limit. So this gives us an option if we want to, we can drag the edges here like so and choose how long we want our video to be, which is handy if there happens to be a particular reason why you want it to last for a certain amount of time. If not, you can usually just leave that as it is. It will stop whenever you stop the filming. So it's usually good to give yourself as much time as possible. But you'll also see here on the right hand side, there is a little toggle that says 3 seconds. And if I tap this, it will change to 10 seconds. So if we select either 3 seconds or 10 seconds and press start countdown, what you'll see is a countdown will come up on the screen and it will count you down from either 3 or 10 before it starts filming. So this is handy if you are wanting to maybe film a TikTok by yourself and you want to go hands-free. Gives you 10 seconds to get into position for wherever you need to be for that piece of video content that you are filming. So that is our stopwatch. The next button that we have here is our filter. So nice and easy, straightforward. That is just, if I lift my camera up here, that is just the different filters that are available. So if we click through, a few different options like so, we can see that they change the color slightly all of the desk. It's important to note that with these filters, unlike special effects, there aren't any that are trending as such. So selecting a little filter will not affect the reach of your video in any way. Selecting a filter that is popular is not going to impact your reach, or selecting one that is not popular. So that's our filters. If I then again click this little downwards arrow, the next one that we'll see here is speed. So speed is a really, really useful one to be aware of. It's available on both Instagram Reels and TikTok. If I click on this little speed button, you'll see you've got 3 times, 2 times, 0.5 and 0.3. So if I was to select 3 times or 2 times, it's going to speed up the video that we're about to film. Or if I select 0.5 or 0.3, it's going to slow it down. So these are really useful if you want to add a little bit of pace, a little bit of interest or excitement to the videos that you're filming. You can see this done particularly well, maybe in a product reveal where something is turning around in slow motion, or maybe you are doing a video of your food in a food or beverage and hospitality industry, and you want to have slow motion pouring a cocktail, or something being roasted slowly on a grill and so on. So lots and lots of different things you can do with this, lots of ways to be creative, and it's a really useful feature. An important thing to be aware of is you'll need to reset this each time for each individual little clip that you might be filming on the TikTok platform. This is quite useful because it means there can be a variety of regular speed, slow, and sped up as well in the video that you're making. But just remember to go in and reset this each time so that you have the speed that you want to be filming in for each individual clip. So that is our speed. Then if we press the next one down here at the bottom, this is our retouch feature. So with the retouch feature, you can actually go in and do all sorts of different things to your appearance. So you can smooth your skin, whiten your teeth, add makeup and so on. Generally, we will always say try and be as natural as you can whenever you're coming on as a business, and people really want to see the genuine side of a business when you're on TikTok or on any kind of video creation platform. However, it's great to know it's there. You ever need a wee bit of a confidence boost, so that is in there if you happen to ever need it. And the last feature that's in here is called Q&A, and we'll see there's again a similar version of this on Instagram Reels. This is a new feature that's currently trending at the minute. However, we tend to find there's not usually that much in there that is helpful to businesses. But for an example, we'll go in here anyway. So click in, We can see suggested questions. There's like, what keeps you going every day? What's your favorite place to go for summer? Like a lot of kind of generic questions. Generally, these are aimed at individuals or maybe like influencers as well. So we'll click back out of that. But if you were to use any of those Q&As, essentially how it works is you'll click on the one you want to use. It'll be added as a sticker to your screen, and anyone else who participates in answering that question will get a notification that you have also created a video within answering that question. So that's your little Q&A button. So that's all of the features that are available pre-production on TikTok. So you'll see there's not really actually that much. So just to quickly run over them again, you've got your timer to give yourself a countdown before you start filming. You've got filters just to slightly change the colouring of the screen. You've got your speed to either speed up or slow down the content that you are filming. And then you've got the retouch button and you've got your Q&A. So that are the different features that are available on TikTok. I'm going to quickly now jump over to Instagram. So you'll see here already straight away on the left-hand side here, we've got a few more features available on Reels that we maybe didn't have on TikTok. But what you'll find is there are a few more options available pre-production on Reels, but there are a lot more available post-production on TikTok. So starting on the left, when working our way down, you'll see that you've got your audio on the left-hand side. So if I click on these little music notes, you've got all the different music that is available in here. You can press the play button on the right-hand side to preview and hear what that sounds like, where you can click on the name or the album just to add that music to your video. So you can do that before you start filming. You can also add your music post-production as well if you feel like that is handier for you and maybe you want to get the general gist of your video before you select the music that you want to use. The next one then is effects. So if I click on these little stars, you'll see that these are their special effects. Now, different from TikTok, with the Instagram Reels platform, there are a few in here that are essentially just filters. However, what you'll see is there is a section in here called trending. So a good little tip to use is if you find some in here, like this one that's called Golden Bloom, which we're going to click on, you'll see it doesn't really do a whole lot. It just slightly changes the coloring of the screen. However, it is a trending feature and a trending filter. So if you are looking for a way to maybe boost a little bit of reach with your Reels, maybe you're trying to start off in Reels for the first time and you want to get a little bit of engagement and awareness, using a filter that isn't really changing the nature of your video in any way, but is a trending feature, is a good way to increase your reach a little bit. So we're gonna stick with that one and just click back onto the screen. The next button that's in here is a new feature. So you may or not have this on your own Reels platform. They tend to kind of roll out a couple of different features on different people's phones. So for me now, I can see this button and it's called the green screen button. So if I click on the green screen button, essentially what it does is, it's not going to work for us because I have my phone switched away from my face, but if I was to flip my camera, it will put me in this background. So there's a lot of different fun things in here that you can have a play around with and see if you can find anything that might be relevant to your business. But that is the green screen filter. The next button that's down here, the little back arrow, that is actually the same as the Q&A feature that is in TikTok. So if we click on this, we'll see there's a couple of examples in there. So we don't need to spend any time going through that. It's just the same as TikTok. The next one that's in here then is the runtime of our video. So if I click on this button that says 90, you'll see I've got 15, 30, 60, and 90 seconds. Now, again, this might not be available on every person's app. Sometimes this appears and disappears. They're testing whether or not to keep it. For now, I would always recommend starting your filming set to 90 seconds. It just means if you happen to need longer to film your video than what you thought you needed, you have a little bit of buffer time in there to play with. Whereas if you are filming, say, within the 15 or the 30-second allowance and you realize you need a little bit more time, you don't have the option to go back and change that. You'll actually need to delete all of your videos and start again, which can be a little bit of a pain. The next one that is below here then, again, is our speed. So if I click on this button, it says 1 times. Again, we've got 0.3, 0.5, 2, 3, and we've also got 4 in here as well if you want to do it a little bit faster. So you don't need to explain these. They work in the exact same way as they do with TikTok. The next button that's in here that is unique to Reels is what's called the layout button. So if I click on this little button here, you'll see that it splits our screen in half. We've also got a button below that that says change grid. So if I click this change grid button, you can see we can split it into 3, into 4, and so on. So how this works is at the minute, you'll see the top third of my screen is highlighted. So what that means is if I now start filming, they'll film content in that top little section at the top. And then whenever I stop and I start again, it will film content within the middle section and work its way down. So this can sometimes be used really well with like travel footage or again, like hospitality footage. But sometimes if you are maybe not so confident in filming your video content, it can start to look a little bit messy and a little bit unprofessional sometimes. So I would tend to say if you're just getting used to the Reels platform, it's best sometimes to avoid, just to save confusing yourself, it's sometimes best to avoid this little layout button. The next one that we have here is our timer button. So if I click on the timer button, you'll see it's kind of similar to what we had on TikTok. The only difference here is if I was to press set timer, like so, you'll see that that little button is now highlighted. All that means is the timer is set, and when I start recording, a little timer will come up on the screen and count me down. The difference between this and TikTok is the moment that I press set timer on TikTok, it will automatically start recording and go straight into that countdown. So it's a little bit easier and a little bit more user-friendly the way it's set up on Reels. The last button that's down here at the bottom is our dual camera. So essentially what that does, if I click this button, you'll see it gives us a back camera and a front camera at the same time. So you may be familiar with an app called Be Real, where the idea is you're taking a photograph or a video of what is going on behind and also in front of the camera. And that's the general idea. So it can sometimes be used well for businesses if you want to show, this is what's going on in our business and like here's behind the scenes. So you can sometimes use that in a funny and engaging way. So that is all the features that are available pre-production on Reels and also on TikTok as well. So hopefully this was informative and has maybe taken away a little bit of the fear of the unknown of all the different features that are available.
This demonstration has been provided as part of InterTrade Ireland's Digital Sales Webinar series. For further information on support programs and future webinars, please visit www.intertradeireland.com. Thank you.